Aloha kako, what is up everyone? Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've already subscribed. My name is Hoku, and mahalo for joining me as I hold space to open up for divine messages of truth to come through. Now, as you can see, I'm holding my camera somewhat vlog style, and I wasn't actually planning on coming on. It's been a few days. I haven't put up a video. I know there's been a lot going on this past week with the whole Depp Heard trial. And if you haven't checked out already, I did make several videos previously. My last two, in fact, were in regards to this case. And I really honestly didn't think I was going to come on here and make another video. But Spirit was just calling me to do a small personalized read. And as I started shuffling the cards, it became clear that this is pretty much about deliberation. So the first thing, we're just going to jump in. The first thing that came out was a Knight of Wands, and it fell in this sideways position. So to me, it's kind of saying that things are a little bit sticky, a little bit confused, a little bit built up. The tension, the ambition, the deliberation, if you will. And then the second card that came out was Judgment. So it just confirmed. This is talking about the process that we're in currently, which is the judgment period. The jurors having to make their decisions. Now, in the current moment, the present moment, I don't believe they've come to any sort of conclusion or deliberation, or they've made any sort of verdict. By the time I upload this, I don't know. I'm just saying, as of right now, I don't know anything besides having heard the closing arguments on both sides, which sound very much on track to what I had predicted in my videos, how it was going to go. So I'm not surprised that that's how it all came out. But as of right now, that's all I know, is that they were letting the jury know about their closing arguments and rebuttals and whatever. So what is today? Today is the 27th of May, Po'alima Friday, and this is the read that came out, and it's in regards to deliberation. So the Judgment, it's feeling like there's a lot of buildup, and that could be tension. But the next two cards that came out is Seven of Cups and Seven of Wands reversed. They kind of came out together. So that's telling me that some are having a difficult time choosing. Maybe choosing answers, because we did see the types of questions. Are they questions or statements that we have to fill, that they had to fill in? I don't know. It's seeming like the choices are going to be difficult for some jury members. It's going to be a little bit confusing to have to walk away from certain standpoints or viewpoints. Yeah, so this is a very challenging time for the jury. There's a lot of responsibility weighing on them to make a decision, and they're feeling the heat. They're very firm and resolute on what they believe. Can't tell if that's good or bad, because they are having to consider both sides, the defense and the plaintiffs. So for some of them, they are absolutely sure of their answers, but it's seeming like there's kind of a confusion, a hesitation, an uncertainty for sure. At least for the majority of the jurors is what I'm seeing, which is causing the smoothness I'm seeing of coming to what do they call it, a unanimous decision or whatnot. I'm not really great with court terms or whatnot, but with this Nine of Wands reverse, I'm definitely seeing it's kind of slowing down the process. It's like they're almost there, but there's definitely some hesitation. Also, with this King of Wands and then the Nine of Wands reversed, I'm feeling like it's definitely someone in that deliberation room that's very resolute on what they believe. and could be very stubborn. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, like who it is specifically for, but that's what I'm feeling. There's definitely some conflict going on, some back and forth bantering of what they believe based on the evidence and whatnot. So I just had to throw that in there. There's a lot of detail, there's a lot of evidence, there's a lot to be weighed, and it's feeling a little bit overwhelming for these jurors. It's like a lot that is burdening them. They do realize that there is a lot at stake, and there are, it's a lot of pressure to be in their position, is what I'm seeing. And then the Eight of Pentacles came out, so they're in deliberation, and I'm feeling that they're really, really working hard on considering their answers and going over the evidence, and they're really putting in the work. So it's going to be a lot. But then these two cards came out. So this is to me saying one or the other side. Somebody's going to, with judgment, because it literally fell. These two cards fell under judgment. Yeah, I literally just laid this out the way that it had come out when I first was shuffling the cards, and however they fell is how I lined them up. So the Death and the Star card came out somewhat together. So that's telling me under judgment that somebody's going to... I'm feeling like for somebody, and we can only guess who it is, truth will come out. But for somebody, this judgment, this deliberation, this verdict is going to feel like death for them. And for someone else, it's going to feel like hope. It's going to feel like restoration, renewal. And then we got the Eight of Cups. So I'm seeing for the jury, or for, those making the decisions, or having to decide this judgment, I'm feeling like they are having to walk away from certain... I'm kind of hesitant because Spirit's just bombarding me with a lot of information right now. But that's also, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's what they're feeling in deliberation. And some jury members, or as a whole, the jury has to walk away from certain... not evidence, but certain testimony and certain... What do they call it? I'm not the best at court terms or judicial terms, but I'm feeling like some things that have been presented to the jury, they are literally turning their backs on and saying, "Oh, Ole, that's definitely something that we're gonna steer clear of, or we're gonna have to walk away. Our emotions are gonna have to be extracted from this." So it's a very difficult decision. It's a very difficult choice to make. And then the last two cards that came out literally fell concealed. The first one I pulled was this Knight of Swords, and it fell underneath the Star card. So I'm seeing that for the person who is feeling this newfound hope with the Judgment, they're definitely going to be able to move forward. They're going to be able to move towards new horizons, new ambitions, new dreams, a new way of life. They're going to be able to push forward and onward in their life as a result of this judgment, giving them hope, giving them newfound hope and beginnings. Whereas the person who is facing death in this judgment is experiencing a huge financial loss. And if you haven't viewed my other video, we can kind of, give our guess who was focused on the finances and the money aspect, and who just wanted to regain that sense of healing, that inner healing, that inner hope. So I'm not gonna say who's who, but from this reading alone, the judgment has been very harsh on the jury. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders. They're working very hard in this deliberation, but the outcome is definitely going to be death for one, hope for another. the emotions or some evidence in some parts that were presented throughout this trial. You know, I'm seeing like some of the jury has really like not accepted, and they're walking away from that and seeing that as like false, possibly false information. But overall, you know, this judgment is going to provide one person with new beginnings, and it's going to provide the other person a feeling of financial loss, a feeling of hopelessness, and just a complete loss of self, in a sense. Whoever they believed themselves to be, the identity that they identified with or resonated with, is no longer. They have completely obliterated that person. They are no longer that person. They gone. They dead. And on top of that, they motherfucking broke. So, alright, I know this was kind of a half-ass, like, just spur-of-the-moment random reading, but this is the truth. This is how the cards fell. I hope you appreciate it, and, you know, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Love, light, and always aloha. I trust that your day will be forever full of abundance, blessings, kindness, courage, strength, and love. All right, ahui ho. I'll see you in my next video.